Kermit Washington destroyed Rudy Tomjanovich's face. Kermit Washington threw one punch and shattered Rudy Tomjanovich's face forever. In 1977, Lakers forward Kermit Washington was in a fight on the court when Rockets captain Rudy Tomjanovich ran in to break it up. Washington spun and unleashed a single punch. The blow fractured Rudy's skull, broke his jaw, and left him leaking spinal fluid. Doctors said he nearly died. Washington was suspended 26 games, the longest suspension in league history at that time. He never shook the label of being the NBA's dirtiest player. Rudy spent years recovering, but he was never the same. One punch ended a career, changed NBA violence policies, and scarred the league permanently. Anthony Edwards, chair toss at fan. Anthony Edwards threw a folding chair. It hit two women. The NBA stepped in. After a playoff loss in 2023, Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards stormed off the court. Frustrated, he grabbed a folding chair and swung it on his way to the tunnel. The chair struck two women working in the arena. Police charged him with third-degree assault. The NBA fined and suspended him for conduct, and the headlines hit hard. Edwards was rising as one of the league's brightest young stars, but the incident stained his early image. While he escaped major legal punishment, the league made sure to remind him, superstar or not, reckless behavior carries consequences. Bobby Portis broke Mirotich's face in practice. Bobby Portis punched his own teammate in practice, breaking his face and sending him to the hospital. In 2017, Bulls teammates Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic got into a heated practice argument. Trash talk escalated until Portis landed a brutal punch that fractured Mirotich's face and gave him a concussion. Mirotic missed 23 games. The Bulls suspended Portis for 8 games, and the locker room never fully recovered. The incident stained Portis as a hothead, though he later revived his career as a key piece of the Bucks' championship run. Still, the fight lives in infamy. A single punch fractured not only bones, but the chemistry of an entire team. O.J. Mayo, 2-year ban, never returned. Misuse. O.J. Mayo got banned for 2 years. He never came back. O.J. Mayo came into the league with hype, a top 3 pick, smooth scorer, and future star. But his game faded fast. Then in 2016, the NBA announced a 2-year ban for violating the league's anti-drug program. Details were never made public, but it was the league's harshest drug penalty short of a lifetime ban. Teams backed away. He was just 28 and never played another NBA minute. One violation ended everything. No farewell, no redemption arc, no comeback. O.J. Mayo went from rising face of a franchise to completely forgotten, banned, and gone. Tyreke Evans, banned for 2 years. Tyreke Evans got banned in his prime. No one saw it coming. Tyreke Evans exploded as a rookie, 25-5, just the 4th rookie ever to do it. But inconsistency followed. Then in 2019, while playing for the Pacers, the NBA banned him for 2 years for violating the anti-drug policy. The specifics were never disclosed. Just like that, he was out. No explanation, no second chance. Until 2022, when he was reinstated. He tried out for teams, even got a G League shot, but the league had moved on. The ban erased his momentum. Tyreke went from Rookie of the Year to basketball ghost in under a decade. Chris Anderson, out for drug policy, then cleared. Armstrong got banned for drugs, but that wasn't the real story. Chris Birdman Anderson was a fan favorite, high energy, inked head to toe, and always throwing down dunks. But in 2006, he was banned from the NBA for violating the league's drug policy. It was a 2-year suspension. People assumed the worst. Anderson went silent. But years later, reports suggested it wasn't steroids or marijuana. It was a more serious drug of abuse, possibly tied to a setup. Anderson served the full ban, got reinstated in 2008, and eventually became a key bench piece for LeBron's Heat championship run. The league never apologized. He just kept flying. Mitchell Wiggins, cocaine suspension. Mitchell Wiggins failed a drug test and vanished from the league. Mitchell Wiggins, father of future All-Star Andrew Wiggins, had a solid NBA career in the 1980s, but in 1987, he tested positive for cocaine and was suspended for 2 years. Just like that, he disappeared. Wiggins returned after the suspension, but was never the same. The league was cracking down on drug use during that era, and he became one of its examples. Cocaine cut short countless NBA careers in the 80s, and Wiggins' story got buried in that pile. His son would one day reach the heights Mitchell never did, but the father's fall was fast and final. Dwayne Washington Sr., cocaine use. Dwayne Washington got caught with cocaine. The league erased him. Dwayne Washington Sr., brother of Derek Fisher and father of NBA player Dwayne Jr., had a brief NBA career in the late 80s, but in 1988, he was suspended for 2 years after testing positive for cocaine. It was during the league's peak drug crackdown. He'd only played 19 games before the ban. After the suspension, no team gave him another shot. His NBA career ended before it ever really started. The league was cleaning up its image, and Washington became another name on the long list of players lost to the drug war of the 80s. Richard Dumas, suspended during Suns finals run. Richard Dumas was a breakout star, then vanished mid-title run after a drug suspension. Richard Dumas could have changed Suns history. In 1993, as Phoenix battled for a championship, Dumas averaged 15 points a game as a rookie, on a loaded team with Charles Barkley. But right before the finals, he was suspended for violating the NBA's drug policy. No warning, no appeal, just gone. The Suns lost to the Bulls in 6 games. Dumas later admitted he was battling cocaine addiction and never returned to form. His talent was real. His timing was tragic. Phoenix lost the title, and Dumas lost his shot to be something special. One habit erased everything. Jalen Harris, suspended for anti-drug violation. Disillusion. Jalen Harris got banned after 1 rookie year. The league shut the door. Jalen Harris showed flashes as a rookie for the Raptors in 2021, averaging nearly 8 points in limited minutes. But just months later, he was banned for violating the NBA's anti-drug program. No details, just a sudden announcement and full disqualification. He went from rising role player to forgotten name overnight. Though eligible for reinstatement a year later, no team picked him up. Harris moved overseas, chasing a comeback that never materialized. In a league with tight drug policy enforcement, one mistake can end everything. For Harris, the league barely let him begin. Nerlens Noel, violation of anti-drug policy. Misled. Nerlens Noel broke the drug policy and caught a quiet suspension. Nerlens Noel was once a top prospect, a shot-blocking big with defensive upside, but injuries and inconsistency slowed him down. In 2020, news broke that he had violated the NBA's anti-drug policy. The suspension was quiet, just 5 games, and many fans never even noticed. Still, it added to the narrative. Wasted potential. Noel bounced from team to team, always showing flashes but never securing a long-term role. The suspension didn't end his career, but it reminded the league how thin the line is between staying relevant and falling into the margins. Darius Miles, multiple violations. Marius Miles broke the rules off the court as well. Miles, the son the league stopped giving chances. Darius Miles was a walking highlight in the early 2000s, a 6'9" forward with hops, handles, and charisma. But behind the scenes, he was spiraling. Miles violated the league's drug policy multiple times, eventually getting suspended for it. His injuries and attitude issues made it worse. Once a core part of the Clippers' future, he became untradeable. He was out of the league by his mid-20s. Miles later filed for bankruptcy, and his story became a symbol of NBA careers lost not just to injury, but to choices. The league moved on. His promise didn't.
Charles Oakley, ejected from MSG, suspended. Charles Oakley got dragged out of Madison Square Garden by his own team's security. In 2017, Knicks legend Charles Oakley sat courtside at MSG. Minutes into the game, he got into a verbal fight with team owner James Dolan. Security swarmed. Cameras caught Oakley shoved, grabbed, and dragged out by force. He was arrested. The league suspended him for 1 year from Knicks games. The footage caused national outrage. Fans sided with Oakley. The NBA tried to mediate, Dolan called Oakley an alcoholic. The feud still simmers. One of the Knicks' toughest enforcers ever, banned from the building he helped define. It wasn't a suspension over violence, it was legacy, broken in public.